Ryan Garcia, Golden Boy's latest product, and someone who I saw a tweet from this morning, which I'll get to a little bit later on, but it got me thinking. And it got me thinking, is Ryan Garcia potentially the biggest cash cow boxing has ever seen? Now, for my money, the only two things that Ryan Garcia doesn't have is he's not an Olympic gold medalist. He turned pro very young. He turned pro when he was 17. And he's not a heavyweight. A heavyweight, they classically always attract the big money. The likes of Anthony Joshua, now huge star in the UK. And obviously, Ryan Garcia is currently at 135 pounds. Currently at lightweight. But, let me rewind a little bit. Ryan Garcia. If we have a look at what he does have, he's in the mould of a young Oscar De La Hoya. He's American with Mexican heritage, which will entice both sets of fans. He's extremely young. He's lightning fast. He's an exciting fighter. He goes in to hurt his man. Once he has his man hurt, he goes in to take him out, which inevitably draws eyes to the TV sets. He's a good-looking kid. He's got $1 million smile, but more importantly, he's got something that Oscar didn't have. Oscar didn't have the social media age. Ryan Garcia is very active on social media. He's already got a large following, considering he's only 21. He's 20 fights into his pro career. He's ranked in the top 10 at lightweight, and he hasn't won a world title yet. Now, let's not get too far ahead of ourselves, because lightweight currently is a shark tank. There are so many good names in that division that whoever comes out on top is pretty much near enough guaranteed stardom. If not stardom, then they should be well compensated financially for their efforts in fighting the other guys. Back to Ryan Garcia. So we know he's young, he's good looking, he's managed by Golden Boy. Oscar obviously takes a lot of time and a lot of care with his fighters. We've seen it with Canelo Alvarez, currently the biggest star in the sport. But they want to put Ryan on that same kind of trajectory, I'd imagine. He even trains with the same camp as Canelo. So he seems to have every single thing going for him. And this morning I realised one more thing. There was a recent tweet by Gervonta Davis that said something about Ryan Garcia didn't want to fight anymore for $200,000. There was a retweet of something that Ryan had said, believing he should be paid more, that DAZN were paying a lot more for guys who are fighting nobodies, and he wanted to be more handsomely compensated. And Ryan Garcia shot back with the comment in reply to Gervonta Davis of, I have endorsements, and this is not a direct quote. If you go on Twitter, you look, you'll find a thing, but it was along the lines of, I have endorsements outside of the ring, something you wouldn't know anything about because you hit women. And that is a savage. In the UK, we would say that is a savage comment. If Ryan Garcia is opinionated, if he's vocal, if he's active on social media, then that brings its own appeal. What is he going to say next? What is he going to do next? Now, it can't just be me that sees all this potential in Garcia. The Golden Boy machine must see it as well, which therein could create a little bit of a problem. With so much potential at such a young age, are they not going to risk him? Like I said, he's in lightweight, so he's 135. Current guys in the division, you've got Lomachenko, who's arguably in the top 2 for the best pound for pound in the sport. You've got Teofimo Lopez, who's a knockout artist himself. Gervonta Davis is there. Devin Haney is there. Even the likes of Tevin Farmer are there. There's a lot of big, tough fights in that division. And Ryan, he's currently at lightweight, but with his frame, he's about 5'10". You can see that he's going to mature. He started as a super feather. He started at 9 stone 4. You know, the 130 division. I can see by the time he's 27, 28, he'll be at welterweight, I'd imagine. But for now, is he too potentially valuable for Golden Boy to risk? Because if that's the case, the fans are going to start to get annoyed and fed up with the rate at which he's being progressed. I do believe that if you're good enough, you're old enough. I don't see why you'd need to hold him back, because up to now he's been perfect with his fighting style, his fighting record. The only name of note on his record though is Fonseca, who went the full 12 rounds with Farmer for the IBF title, and he also got KO'd in 8 by Davis, also for the IBF title. Ryan Garcia, beg your pardon, he cleaned him out in a round. So that's the only yardstick we've been given up to now as to how good Ryan Garcia could potentially be. The next few years are going to be crucial. I hope the Golden Boy look to put him in soon. There's been a bit of beef with him and Jorge Linares on social media. Linares, only 2 years ago, Linares was the world lightweight champ. He then lost to Lomachenko, putting Lomachenko down in the process with a straight right hand down the pipe. So he's not completely past it. He's not completely shot. I'd love to see that fight. I still think Linares is dangerous, especially at 135 pounds. But will Golden Boy want to risk their Golden Boy? So it'll be interesting to see. I hope the big fights are made. If they're not, he'd still be a massive star. I believe endorsements are going to continue to come rolling in, provided he keeps winning, which is a big if. But is it going to be a question of being protected for too long? I recall a lot of chatter on the forums with Canelo Alvarez finally stepping up to middleweight to take on Golovkin, and that felt that it could have happened a year to 18 months sooner than it did. Fans were starting to get fed up, and obviously we know the result of that fight. But I hope we don't see the same when it comes to Ryan Garcia. So far, he's been great. He's been great to watch. He's been very valuable, very entertaining when it comes to his personalities and his verbal back and forth online with a couple of other fighters. I think there is so much potential there if he keeps winning and if Golden Boy are willing to risk him. The next 2 or 3 years I think will be pretty crucial, because I believe he's going to start growing at a rapid rate, and 135 is going to be difficult to make. In the next 2 or 3 years, the likes of Lomachenko are probably going to be coming out of their prime and starting to decline a bit. So personally, I think the time is now. The time is the next 12 to 18 months for Ryan Garcia to really make an impact at lightweight. If he does, then superstardom awaits. I think he can be bigger than Canelo. But again, it's a big if. Let me know if you agree or disagree in the comment section, guys. I will be back very soon with another video.